The Pat Jones Show. Brought to you by Johnson's of Kingfisher and Chickasha, your Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Eagle dealer. By World Color Press, Stillwater Division. And by Pepsi. Gotta have it. Now, here's your host, Tom Dirato.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pat Jones Show. I'm Tom Dirato, Director of Radio and Television for the OSU Athletic Department. And the Cowboys opened their season on Saturday night against Southwest Missouri State. Used a 31-point second period en route to a 45-7 win over the Bears. And, Pat, what a great way to get out of the gate.
Well, it was, Tom. My initial reactions were that obviously good to win one. Have still got a long way to go in relative terms, but we got to play a lot of guys. We played a lot of true freshmen. We got a lot of true freshmen that figure in on this club, and some new names and some new faces, which we'll see throughout the show. But I don't think we got anybody hurt. Again, like I say, we got off to a good start, got a lot of improvement to make, but we think it's a good starting point. After you watched the tapes last night and again this morning, you have a feel for the club right now? Well, obviously we have a little bit better feel for what's going on right now. Again, in relative terms, because Southwest Missouri is obviously a 1AA school. They were ranked coming in the 1AA poll. I thought really our defense against their offense was a total mismatch. Offensively, I think we played a lot of guys. We're continuing to improve and do some of these sorts of things. But again, we'll have a little bit better feel. Obviously have not been remotely tested yet. Well, you mentioned those newcomers, and they had a lot to do with that win, the Cowboys' 45-7 win over Southwest Missouri State. We're going to see what they did when we take a look at first half highlights. We'll be back to take a look at those highlights when the Pat Jones Show continues. I first got acquainted with Chrysler products when I met some real Cowboy fans who sell them. Johnson's of Kingfisher and Chickasha. I'm impressed with Johnson's no-nonsense approach and their personalized service. Plus, Johnson's has in stock the all-new Dodge pickup. Well, it was just a near-perfect night for football. Temperature in the mid-80s and a little bit of wind. Pat, a big crowd, the excitement of a season opener. And we're going to take a look at these first half highlights, get right to them because there were a lot in the first half. Well, it was. I thought the crowd was in a very festive mood. Band day, which tends to be pretty colorful around here. Our squad was obviously anxious to get out there and play. We've been hammering away on each other for about a month now, and we won the toss and deferred the decision to the second half and kicked off. I really kind of wanted to put our defensive unit out there first, which is what happened, and we actually mishit the opening kickoff a little bit, gave them pretty good field position. We have played classically have played well against a wishbone or an option style of offense, which this is kind of a spread out wishbone. Again, we never really let them have much on the perimeter at all. Some of the quick passing stuff, they hit, but it's nothing that could really get behind you. So here's a shuffle pass early on. There's Keith Burns right there. Burns had an ankle that was bothering him a couple of weeks ago. He's healthy and playing well. I think he'll continue. I think he can play better. And in all honesty, I think our entire defensive football team and our entire club can play better than this. But that's part of it as far as picking up things to a higher level. Good play by Burns. Now we've got the ball offensively. Boogie Johnson, in his first start, a redshirted freshman from Wheeling, West Virginia, who first extensive playing time, has got some cutting ability. He's not what you would consider really a real electrifying runner, although he cuts well. He protects the ball well. Here's Mark Spatz on the fullback give. We've got a little bit more running game with the fullback right now than we have in several years. First down, Oklahoma State. But again, we were well pleased with Boogie, and we played a whole bunch of tailbacks. And I think by and large all played well. Here's Porter throwing to Denson on a quick game here. I thought Porter was a little bit antsy. I'm sorry, that's Chris Lofton, the true freshman from Oklahoma City Douglas, excuse me. Okay, here he goes. A nice throw here on third down to Fred Thomas. I think we're going to see the play again. We thought Fred played well. Really thought that whole receiver core as a group played well. Good protection on the sprint out. Gary throws the ball on rhythm. Good catch by Fred Thomas the fourth, and now he's loose in the open field, spins, and almost came out of that, but we've got first down now around the
25-yard line. Here we do, turn around, toss it to Boogie Johnson again. You can see the guy that doesn't do anything real flashy, but all of a sudden he makes 5-yard runs.
Hard runs.
Yes, he does. Here's a little sprint out. The Boogie catches the ball. Again, now you watch him spin down in here. And time he gets through spinning, he's gained 3 or 4 yards. Same play. Porter throws the ball. Nice, easy throw. Good catch. Boogie on contact continues to always seems like he's going forward. We've got the ball down here close to the goal line, turn around and pitch it to him. He gets inside the one. We insert Big Lewis Adams, the true freshman from Pontiac, Michigan, who we're going to see a replay of. And Lewis appeared to us to have some instincts as far as getting up and over. He's 6'2" and 200 pounds. Has got a chance to really be a good back throughout his career. And again, that was his first collegiate carry. Goes for a touchdown. Here's Boogie Johnson again, still spinning. We've got the 7-point lead. You give the ball off to Joe Jefferson, who's a junior college transfer. Joe's from Waxahachie, Texas. You can see him again. Now, he broke this one, got in the open field. This was his first playing time at this level. I think it startled him, in all honesty, when he hit air, got down there. Joe is really a great addition to our football team. Aside from his running ability at fullback, here we go, same play again. He's a great guy. He's a classy youngster. He plays on the special teams. Again, is really going to help our football team in ways aside from his skills. But he's a pretty talented guy. Okay, turn around and give the ball off to him again. We've got a little trap series, and we've got a fullback give series that we're featuring a little bit more, or running a little bit more than we have in several years. We used to do this a while back. Between Joe Jefferson and Mark Spatz against a pretty good combination of guys at tailback. Quarter changes now. We're going into the second quarter. We've got a lead. We're driving again. Feel like we've got things pretty much under control. They had really not moved the ball on us. We had sputtered a little bit, but not much, okay. All right, here we come, run the screen pass to Boogie. If we could have got that guy down right there, he'd have probably scored. This was a third down play. Now we run in Lawson Vaughn. We thought really our special units did a good job. Lawson comes in. I think he was perfect for the night on field goals and extra points. Kick it through, and we've got a 10-point lead. Okay, here we go. Things start happening pretty quickly right here.
Second quarter.
Yeah, Link Harden, junior college transfer. We ran a little stunt with him. He hits Phil Johnson, the quarterback who had transferred from Missouri. Skip Walker, the defensive end, who was Harden's junior college teammate, scoops the ball up, runs it in for a touch. Here's the same play. There's Harden right there. He's all over Phil Johnson. It bounces right up into Skip Walker's hands.
He knew what to do with it.
Well, yeah, he got it and goes in and scores. Obviously great for the defense. Those defensive ends and interior guys don't touch the ball very often. Skip's going to think this big-time college football is really good. He's kind of go through 2 a day, start scoring touchdowns.
Now the fake punt.
Okay, this was we were alerted pretty well. I heard our defensive coaches hollering, watch the fake. They had stayed in the huddle a little while longer than they might have on side. We were in a punt-safe situation, which we would have probably been in anyway from this point in the field. Charles Verner, the safety, really made a nice play. Okay, here it goes right here. Little quick screen out here to Denson. Now things are going to start popping pretty quickly right here. Okay, he cuts back against the grain, and it's all over with, and there's falling down every other thing. But again, Denson, big night for him. We would have played him a little bit more at tailback in the second half. It's one thing we really did not get accomplished with him. Here's the same play. Gary got the ball delivered outside to him. Culver got in number 12's way. Denson makes 10 miss him right here. Now, as we have seen throughout the course of his career, of course, he's a true junior, Denson is. He gets in the open field, and people are going to have a hard time with him because this is what he's best at, because he's got great speed. He's got sprint speed. Now, he does this particularly against these guys, and he's going to get in the end zone. Good play. Again, we exploded for there's a fumble right here that we get. 31 points or something in the second quarter,
right.
Which is obviously
and it came fast and furious.
Yes, it did. It came. Things started happening real quickly in here. Now we turn around. Here's Denson at tailback right here. See, he gets out here and almost circles them right here, and they knock him out of bounds at about the 11. Okay, we come back in. Tony Jones, the true freshman from Tulsa, Booker T. Washington, in the ball game here. This is the same play. He hits air. He's really going to be a good player, I think. This was an 11-yard gain, and it happened real rapidly. When he gets a little bit more experience under his belt, Tom, he'll run through things, little leg tackles and arm tackles and stuff like this. Lewis Adams, again, we got a true freshman at quarterback, a true freshman at tailback. Lewis, 2 carries, 2 touchdowns. Long way from Pontiac, Michigan. But
he likes this college football.
Oh yeah, again, yes, he really thinks this is real exciting here. But it is, and here's the second quarter. We wanted to play these guys early. Okay, here Porter made a bad decision here on this. We were into a 2-minute drill, which I kind of had reservations about. Through the quick game, this kid's a good player at corner, and Gary threw it right to him, and he caught it and run it back in. Well, now it's 31-7. Watch this here. They turn around and kick off. There's not much time left in the half. Here's our man Denson again. He's going to hit a crease right now, and it's off to the races. 90 yards, 89 yards, or what have you. Kevin Williams, number 30, is a true freshman running with him. He's all excited. You can see the whole crew of them is. Big play. This was the first kickoff that Denson has run back, I think, throughout the course of his high school or collegiate career. We wanted to involve him a little bit more in the kick return phases. Same play again. We just kind of got a wedge return up the hash mark. And again, he runs through a couple of arm tackles here, but you can't arm tackle the guy. And then again, like we were talking about before on the quick screen, when he hits air, when he gets in the open field, there's not a lot of people at this level really that can run with him. He cramped up a little bit in the second half, but again, this was off to the races. Now it's 37-7. Again, they had cut it. Lawson Vaughn comes in, kicks it through. 38-7, Oklahoma State over Southwest Missouri at the half. Obviously, we're going to win the ball game, but we had 31 points in the second quarter.
Pat, the thing you probably did like amongst all of the scores was the fact that you were able to capitalize on the turnovers and didn't take any time doing it.
Well, we felt like if we could go in, like most ball games, if we could protect the football and then create turnovers ourselves, you're going to win. You normally do in that case. But we did take advantage of them. We've got some big play capacities with this club. I mean, we're still finding out a few things, as we had talked about before, and as we saw here, even in the second quarter, true freshman Tony Jones at quarterback, true freshman Lewis Adams at tailback, and again, things are starting to pop pretty good along with Denson and some of the rest of the fellas, and we still got some exciting things that are going to happen here in the second half.
Well, 31 points in the second quarter. Cowboys safely out front, 38-7 at halftime, but those newcomers did get a lot of action in the second half, and we'll take a look at second half highlights when the Pat Jones Show continues. Cowboys leading at 38-7 at half. Pat, what was the message at halftime?
Well, obviously we're going to win the ball game unless something really ridiculous happens, but mainly keep the pace up tempo. Let's don't go out there and walk around. Let's get in and out of the huddle. Let's keep in our intensity level. Don't let anything get ragged. Again, we're playing so many guys that they don't know when they're going to go in the ball game, in all honesty. But certainly some of these other people are now realizing they're going to see some extensive action. So I think everybody is wanting to stay tuned in, and that's the main word that we wanted to get to them.
Let's get the second half highlights. Cowboys didn't waste any time with that opening drive of the second half.
Well, no. Again, we had deferred the decision to the second half. Which obviously means we're going to take the ball and again start out. We had talked about putting Gary Porter back in, letting him start the thing. We had ended up the first half again with Tony Jones, the freshman. They're going to play both of them second half. Again, our decision. I was curious to see if they would kick to us. Again, we had run a thing back. I thought they might squib it. Now this ball actually locked up and bounced back, and it did hit the line right here. Obviously, we couldn't tell what was going on, but from there, okay. Run Joe Jefferson, the fullback, again alternating he and Mark Spatz. Here's Gary Porter back in the ball game. Sprint out. I thought Porter did a pretty good job of scrambling, of really not appearing to us that he really panicked or anything. Again, he's just a true sophomore from Tomball, Texas, and here's a draw to Boogie Johnson. I think this play gets called back, if I'm not mistaken. One of them gets called back in here somewhere, but. Again, Boogie is got kind of what you might describe as slip and slide in you. And again, he's running through some arm tackles right there. He always gets his pads down and continues to move forward. Here again, turn around and pitch the ball to him. Again, nothing appears real dramatic, but it's 2nd and 4 or something like this with him. All right, here's Porter going back. All right, goes downtown. Boy, this is a nice catch here. Shannon Culver, great throw. Great catch. Again, Culver can run. This will do his confidence really good. He's got speed. He is capable of pulling off a circus catch. Again, it had a chance at one earlier in the first half. Gary does a good job. We got in behind him a couple of times. Gary got the ball over the top. Nice catch, Shannon Culver. Big play, Oklahoma State. This is something, again, that we've perhaps got with Culver and Denson got a chance to do throughout the course of the season. 45-7 now, early in the third quarter. They've got the ball down on our end of the field. Again, assuming they're trying to read part of the inside veer, and we gave them a misread. Again, Gilden comes up with it. A good job defense. Here it is right now. Again, there's nowhere to go, and I think that was Tyler Williams or maybe Jay Grossfield. I can't remember who that was that actually put his head on the ball and it popped out. I thought defensively we swarmed around pretty good. Okay, here Tony Jones again on the opposite. You see, now he'll get to where he can run through stuff like that. He needs to have him some time in the weight room, in all honesty, but most guys do as freshmen.
Here's an exciting play right here.
Oh yeah, he's got a good arm.
Yeah.
I mean, if people don't think that you think he's only a runner, they're mistaken, because he's got a good arm, and he's not just a slinger. He's a passer. Again, turn around. Okay, here's Lewis Adams again. Here's the big freshman.
Nice
now
run
watch
here.
this here. Now, yeah, he's got some skills that are exceptional. Again, and like one of the coaches said, these guys really don't know what they're doing yet. They're still worried about making a football team. Other than now this is you can't coach hardly that kind of stuff. Again, Adams is bigger than what we've been dealing with in past years in 6'6", and 200. Okay, and all right, now, David Thompson, the other true freshman tailback from Okmulgee, Oklahoma, who we had not seen a lot. That's a nice run on his part. David had been banged up early in the year. Trent Fisher, converted quarterback, a second-year freshman, redshirted freshman. Going to be a good safety. Really pleased that Trent plays on most of our special teams. Has had a great summer and a great preseason. A good pick. He's a very intelligent guy. Again, was a high school quarterback. Putnam City North state champions and all these sorts of things. Player of the year 2 years ago in the state of Oklahoma. Going to be a good free safety. Okay, here they go, and they're trying to go deep on us. Now, here's Phil Johnson again, going deep. G2 Criddle, a redshirted freshman from Houston-Madison. Again, they saw his first extensive playing time as a backup. He backs up both corners and plays on special teams. Nice interception there. Again, 45-7 into the fourth quarter.
Well, Cowboys win it 45-7, and you got a chance to play a lot of people. A lot of numbers come out of this game, Pat, but we can look at some that really have some impact on the football game, and one of them certainly has to be the amount of people that you played, and we'll get a look at those numbers of note here. 62 players unofficially played in the game.
Well, again, for a ball game like this, it was good that coming out of two-a-days particularly, we got to play a lot of guys, and that'll obviously make them feel better about themselves in practice. Played some scout team guys and all these sorts of things, which, again, will do your squad morale good. The 31 second quarter points.
Blows it open.
Yeah, it really does. And that gives us the indication, the players and coaches, that, yeah, this is a football team that can make some things happen in a hurry. Now, obviously, that's not going to occur a lot of times, but we have got some big play capacity. We held them to 29 yards rushing. I would have been very surprised, in all honesty, if they would have run the ball very much against us. Of course, we got the big lead, and they tried to throw it around. Of course, with Phil Johnson, again, a quarterback, I think that's one thing they feel a little bit more comfortable in. But, no, I would, in all honesty, would have liked for us in the second half with some of these other guys to consistently run the ball more effectively. We need to be able to do that, but we played two freshman offensive linemen. Actually, Derek Lannon from Amarillo, Tascosa. Brian Guillory from Houston-Madison played even in the second quarter. They're going to get better. Alan Orts, an offensive lineman who from northwest Mississippi, excuse me. But we played a lot of these guys, and they've got to get playing time because they're immediate backups. They might have to go in and play. So in a lot of ways, it'll do our squad good.
Well, a big ball game next week over at Tulsa Skelly Stadium. We'll take a look at the Golden Hurricane when we return to the Pat Jones Show.
Okay, we know you buy national brands, probably because your mom bought national brands. And that's okay, because there are very good products in those cans. But we'd like to let you in on a little secret.
Well, Pat, Tulsa next week, Cowboys and the Hurricane, always a tough battle.
Well, it is. This is an interesting series, Tom. It dates itself way back to the original Missouri Valley when Oklahoma State or Oklahoma A&M was in the same league with the University of Tulsa. And the point we've tried to make to all our players here is the better players, the really outstanding players on either side of this series have really responded in this ball game. I mean, going back to even Bob Fenimore and here and Jerry Rome and Howard Twilley back over there and O'Neal Thomas, all these guys. This is really an interesting series. Interestingly enough, now we haven't won in Tulsa since 1984. As a club of ours that finished 5th in the country, but we've lost over there 3 times. It has been a home team series here of late. Last year, it went literally down to the last play of the ball game before we beat them over here. They've got Chris Penn, the receiver, who was ineligible last year, returning. Had played great against Iowa in their 1-point loss up there at Iowa City. Played extremely well against University of Houston last week. Gus Farrat has got a good throwing game. They've got a good football team. I thought coming into this season they would have a good football team, and they do. Again, the addition of Penn, the reemergence of Chris Penn has really helped them. So we've got our work cut out for us for a big ball game.
Well, make your plans to be on hand at Skelly Stadium, 6 p.m. Saturday night as the Cowboys try to up their record to 2-0. We'll be back with you next week to talk about that game and look ahead to week number 3. Thanks for being with us, and we will see you next week.